Hello, loves. It's Nina with Passion Squared. Welcome back to the podcast. I This is going to be one of the I keep it real. 99% of the time, stay authentic. It's a big part of our brand promise. But when I tell you that things have been absolutely wild, upside down, just messy, I mean it. Let me explain. So, you may or may not know, I just made a huge move to Utah to a cozy mountain town called Park City. And I have gotten some questions about why Park City, why Utah? Well, I have a long history here. I skied here as a child, have some incredible memories, and also have amazing family. And after the last several years of, because I've talked about it, just the immense amount of loss, it was time. It was time to create a new story, time to start a new adventure. And with that adventure, of course, came a big move, but also working in a new space. And it's only been a few weeks. And let me just tell you right now what we're going to be talking about today. You've heard it before, you've heard it a million times. However, we all need a reminder. And that is about rhythm. That is about finding new rhythms, leaning into our rhythms, discovering new rhythms, uh, and focusing on what we can control. So I am sitting here in the most beautiful co-working space in Park City. It's called Kiln. And this is where Passion Squared is now located. And they have an incredible podcasting room. Yes, a podcasting room, which sounds fucking amazing because it is. However, everything I've done the last 2 weeks has been a first, has been something new, has been learning all over again, discovering that new rhythm. And I have spent the last 30 minutes trying to connect my computer to the podcast equipment. Now, I've been doing this a really long time and I understand podcast equipment, but it doesn't matter. It's new, it's different. I've never done this before. So everything's new and everything takes so much longer than I'm used to. I mean, literally everything. Like, I sat down at my desk this morning and my keyboard is almost out of juice, as is my mouse for my desktop, which normally would not be a big deal, except I don't know where the charging cords are. Like, I have no idea where the cords even are. So, like, something as simple as that has the potential to completely derail us, right? And of course, you can apply this to anything. And so, what I have been focusing on is being where my feet are, focusing on what I can control, and reminding myself that I am in a learning phase. I am in a transformational phase. I am in a messy phase or era, if you're a Swiftie like I am. So, like, even I don't even know what this podcast is going to sound like. Like, I don't know what the audio is going to sound like. I don't know anything. However, even though it took me 30 minutes to set this fucker up, I'm still recording. I am still publishing this because I want to share with you the real, right? This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. And you can apply that to anything in your life because life is messy. Business can be messy. So, what do we have control over? What is right in front of us? What is that one next step, not the 30 next steps, the one next step. I mean, even something like being on a different time zone. I've never lived on Mountain Time. I've lived on Pacific and I've lived on Eastern. And while for some that may sound like, well, Nina, it's just an hour. Yeah, it's a fucking hour that confuses me every single day. And it won't always be that way, but it's that way right now. In fact, I made a reservation for the podcast room to record this episode because I was fucking committed. No matter how messy it is, I was going to do this. And so, first of all, I couldn't find the room because duh. And then they're so nice here. So they showed me the room and I'm like, "Wait, I reserved the room from 10 to 11." They're like, "No, you reserved it at 10:30." And I'm like, "Oh, of course I did." I'm like, "Can I have it now?" And they're like, "Of course you can." And I was just so grateful. Thank you. The other day at Starbucks, I came out of Starbucks and sat, literally opened the door and sat in somebody else's black Subaru Outback. hmm I did that. So that's kind of how it's been. However, the world goes on, right? Especially right now with so many devastating things happening in our world. It's so much, right? It's so much. And so I literally am using every tool I share with you that I've shared with you over the last 12, 13 years. Literally every tool in the toolbox. Because if I didn't have those tools, I wouldn't be recording this episode for you. If I didn't have those tools, I would be probably in a ball under my bed. If I didn't have those tools, I would not be able to be present for our clients at Passion Squared. If I did not have those tools, I would not find the thrill, the joy, the wonder of all of these new experiences. Even even as they unfold, sometimes not as clean as I'd like. It's still life, it's still business. And even though it took 30 minutes to connect my computer to the fucking microphone and open Zoom to record this episode, I was committed. And it was all that mattered in this moment was creating this episode for you. And what happens when we take these uncomfortable steps, when we don't give up and just say fuck it. Mind you, there are days we will say fuck it. But when we don't, when we just keep fucking pushing, the feeling that we get, those are those building blocks to more confidence. Those are the building blocks to more courage. Those are the building blocks to more determination. Those are the building blocks to more consistency. There's no magic pill. Shit never is a straight line, right? You've heard all of the cliche things. However, most of them are not really cliche. They are actual, like, facts, right? Truths, business truths, life truths. So, yeah, it's been wild and slow, way slower than I'd like it to be. Of course, right? I like order. I like my rhythm, right? I like consistency. I like patterns. I like routine. And there's literally nothing that has been any of that since I started my move. Like literally nothing. And nothing's gone wrong per se, but nothing, I have no routine, right? Even courage is like, what are we doing? Where are we? What's happening? But it's exciting. I'm learning and I'm growing as a person because I'm not in a ball under my bed. No, not to say that that's not still going to happen. Maybe over the next, who knows? But right now, I'm not. And that's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. So I'm going to keep it short. That's the episode. I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of you. Every single day, every single decision that you make to do something that is clearly different than your regular rhythm, that is clearly out of your comfort zone. Those are the steps. Those are the things to celebrate. Those are the things I want you to pay attention to. I want you to honor. Thank you so much for listening. We're back on schedule. We are back on schedule. I am so fucking excited to share this experience with you. And thank you for your trust, your support, your love, your patience as I've made this incredible move, which is so good for me, which means I'll be able to be more present and gooder for you. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a peaceful day. Bye.